Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 167 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit, and get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. I'm filming a day early today, although I will post the video on my regular Saturday. So it's Friday the 23rd of June 2023 today, and as I said, I'm going to be out of town for part of the weekend. We're going to be leaving midway through the morning on Saturday and back on Sunday, and I thought I won't have time to get the filming done, editing and uploading and everything before we have to leave. So I thought I'll film it now, get the editing done this afternoon, and then have it scheduled to be posted sometime tomorrow morning or late afternoon or sometime in the afternoon tomorrow. So I got a tickle in my throat. Look. Drinking tea today. It is a cold, cooler, rainy day. It was pouring earlier. I actually put off filming for about an hour because it was raining so hard. But anyway, so look, I got my hair chopped off on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday afternoon. I don't think my hair has been this short since I was a child. But I wanted to donate my hair again for wigs for children who have cancer. And in order to, my hair was almost long enough for the length, because I'd wanted it to be cut about this length. So about an inch, 2 inches longer than it is. But in order for the hair to be long enough to be donated, she said she had to go a little bit shorter, and I'm like, that's fine, it'll grow. It will grow. But it feels strange. It tickles the back of my neck. It feels so different. But I love it. I love it. And I will insert a picture here or on top of the screen here someplace and show you the picture of the ponytails that are being sent away to be donated. So I'll add a picture of that in. So that's the one thing new. I got a lot chopped off, but my hair does grow fast, so it'll be a while before I'm able to donate again. But right now it'll grow quickly. So that's my new hairdo. Perfect for the summer. Absolutely perfect for the summer. But it feels strange when I go to shower and wash it, or when I go to comb it, I keep hitting the back of my neck and my shoulders with the comb because I'm not used to there not being hair there. Anyway, so that's my biggest problem in life. I got it good. So I also have a half-finished object. I have my first sock complete on my, why am I forgetting the name? Repeat After Me by Erica Deniet. I butcher so many names here. I'm sorry. But here is, the first sock is done. And this is a design for the Super Sock World Championship. This is lap 1, and these are the low octane pattern, or the low octane design. So one sock is done, finished that last night. On this side there's a whole boatload of markers. We were required to mark each pattern repeat in the design, and the regulation length, it had to be a total of 13 pattern repeats from the cuff down to the toe. And I know when I was talking about this last week, I thought maybe I'll do the second sock fraternal, but I saw someone had posted pictures of when they did theirs fraternal, and they switched the cuff, heel and toe to the opposite color. The actual body of the sock, it was not a noticeable difference. Not like the previous socks, the Zinja, not like that. So I decided to, and I weighed my yarn when this sock was complete. I weighed my yarn and I had plenty to do the second sock exactly the same. So I'm not going to do them fraternal as I originally thought I might, but I'm just going to make them proper twins. So I started the cuff this morning and I have the cuff complete, and now I'm ready to start doing the color work, mosaic color work portion. So it's coming along nicely. It'll go quicker now that I've figured out how to do the heel, the gusset and the heel, and the whole heel turn portion. I struggled with that, and every time I started to think about working on it, I was tired and thought, I'm not going to, I don't want to mess it up. So I just put it aside for a day and a half or so. So this round ends on Friday, like a week today, so I should have no trouble finishing the second sock by Friday, by the deadline on Friday. And I still have lots of yarn left. So I still had 31, these are each started as a 50-gram ball of yarn each. This one I have 31 grams when I started the second sock, and 38 of the second one. So there's plenty of yarn to do the second sock exactly the same. The yarn I'm using is Valley Yarns Huntington from Webs, and the darker blue, here's that one, the name of the color is Blue, and the lighter color is Arctic. So I'm enjoying working with these. When Webs had a sale, it was probably almost a couple years ago, and I bought a whole bunch of these. This sock yarn, oh, there's a big long hair. It's a long hair, it's an old one. So there's no long ones here now. But the Webs had a sale on this specific yarn a few years back, and I bought a whole bunch planning on using them to make sort of shorty socks. And I bought a bunch of different colors and bought a nice neutral, I think it was like a lightish gray that I was going to use for the toes, heels, and part of the cuff on each of them. I ended up using the gray on, most of the gray on something else. So now I'm using these along happily when I need socks or need 50 grams of 2 different colors to make a pair of socks. So it's working out just fine for me. My other whip that I worked on this week is in my Moonstone Dye Works project bag, and these are my June toe up sort of shorty socks. Yeah, sort of shorty socks. And I made some good progress on these ones as well this past week. Whenever I was having a time when I thought my brain wasn't firing on enough cylinders to try the heel on the Repeat After Me socks, I worked on this. So, all the toes are all scrunched it up. But here's where I am now. And last week, I was getting close to halfway done with the gusset increases. So I finished the gusset increasing and got the heel turn, heel flaps done on both, and I have just a couple rounds of the leg going now. So these should not take too much longer to finish. They go pretty quickly now that the heels are finished and I'm happily working up the leg. So now it's just going around and around in a pair of circles until they're long enough. And I usually go about 25 rounds on the leg, 20-25 rounds before I switch to still using the main color then I'll switch from doing plain stockinette to doing a 2x2 rib until I completely run out of the yarn, and then I switch over and I add the bare yarn, the same stuff that I use in the toes and the heels. So I'll just have, like, as Kay Litton does, I'll just have a little pop of color at the top, or pop of no color at the top. And then I use up all of the yarn. So again, the yarn I use for my Sorta Shorty socks is from Orlando Fiber Arts. And this is from a 12-day, 50-gram skein advent calendar. So there's 12 50-gram skeins of yarn in the advent calendar, and instead of opening them over the 12 days of Christmas, I opted to open them one a month for the entire year of 2023. And we're halfway through the year, and I'm still absolutely loving this project. Absolutely love making the Sorta Shorty socks. Plain stocking it, it's just nice, relax the brain, autopilot. It is my zen space right now, and I thoroughly enjoy making them. And also, since I talked to you last week, I get a nice squishy bag of goodness in the mail. And without showing, I don't know if that's even going to show up. I might have to edit that part out if that doesn't even focus. But it doesn't even say on here where it's from. It just says the address. It's an order from Knit Picks. They had a sale on the fingering weight Felici, and I stocked up. It's kind of blown a hole in my stash using up process, but I'll survive. I don't care. They were on sale and I wanted it. Don't need it, but I wanted it. So let's take a look at what I got. And what I did was, since I'm loving my Sorta Shorty socks, I got one skein of each of the yarns. I didn't get two. They usually say get two of them for a pair of socks. I got one of each, and then I got a bunch of black yarn to use as toes, heels, and a little pop of color to finish it off. So my plan is at least for the first pair, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the skein, put it into a cake, and then I'm going to do them toe up, two at a time. And what I will do is one sock I will draw from the middle of the cake, the other from the outside of the cake. So what that'll do is they will be fraternal twins, and the color sequence will be reversed from one sock to the other. So they'll still look like a pair, but they're not going to be identical. And because I want to use as much of the yarn as possible, I'm not going to fuss about starting both of them at the exact same color spot. I can't be bothered. I really can't be bothered. So if I have a little skinny stripe or half a stripe, I don't care. I don't want to waste any of the yarn, and I want to use it all up, and I'm fine with that. I do not fuss about my socks being identical. It's just, I don't care. So, gotta put my glasses on so I can read what the labels say. So the first one is Fruit Punch. Second is Olive Juice. I don't like olives, but I love that yarn. Third skein is Night Market. Fourth one is Lakeside Gelato. Five is Arcade Afternoon. Six is Good Guy. Oops, sorry. Seven, Yipes Stripes. And 8 is Poseidon. And I also got, I won't bother showing all 4 of them. I also got 4 skeins, they're each 50 gram of the Stroll fingering. And this is black. Just plain black. So I thought that would work well as toes, heels, and the little pop at the cuff. So 4 of those plus 8 of the different, all of the Felici yarns from whatever the last round of yarns was. So I don't know which one I want to cast on first. If I have to be honest, those 2 are my favorites. The blue and the pink. But all of them are going to make amazing looking socks. And they'll all be sort of shorty socks. I'll do them the same as I've been doing all of these guys from my the Orlando Fiber Arts Advent box. And I'll make one of each of the colors. And I'm excited to start those. I don't know which one I want to make first. As soon as I'm done with my June sort of shorty socks, I am going to cast on one of the Felici ones. I think what I might do is I might lay them out in a line and get my husband to pick one of them. They're for me, not him. Sorry, hubby. But get him to choose because I can't. Or else have him mix them up so I can close my eye and just grab one ball of yarn out of there and use that one. I don't know which one I want to use first. But I'm excited because those will make 8 more pair of sort of shorty socks. And I think what I'm basically building towards is having myself a whole drawer of sort of shorty socks. Just plain vanilla sort of shorty socks. They fit my foot nicely. They're the most comfortable ones I have. And a lot of the other different patterns I've made don't fit as well, or they're just not as comfy. So I basically want to have a whole drawer full of sort of shorty socks and wear those all the time. I am planning on one of these days sorting through all of my socks and packaging up all the ones that I don't wear, that don't fit quite right. Package them all up, take them to church and have all the ladies at our church look through them and pick a few pair for themselves. If there's some that fit them nicely, they can have them. I love making them. And if I can't wear them, I may as well just let someone else have them. So that's my plan right now. I probably won't get that done until later in July, maybe not till closer to August. We shall see. I probably should try to film the whole process of sorting through all of my socks and packaging them up, or getting them set aside so that I can give them away. But I don't know when I'll get that done. I've got all kinds of things coming up. So I will keep you posted. I will be traveling for a little over 2 weeks. I'm going to go up to Canada and spend some time with my mom, sister, niece, and other friends and family. I'll be staying with my mom the majority of the time, and with my sister a few days of the time I'm out there. But I need to make sure I have enough yarn with me to I need to make sure I have enough yarn with me so that I have enough to knit socks while I'm there. Although my mom did ask me if I would be willing to make a scarf for a very dear friend of hers. And someone had given her the yarn, the needles, everything. Mom said probably about 10 years ago. She started on it and she's like, no, this is just, I don't enjoy it. This is just not for me. And then the yarn, the partially made scarf and the needles have just been sitting there all this time. So there is no pattern unless Mama's gonna check and see if she has the pattern somewhere else. But right now there is no pattern. It's just a partially made scarf. It's only about that long. She is also going to check with her friend and see if she minds if I just undo it, frog it, and start over and just make a basic scarf pattern for her. So that'll take up some of my time, but I'm still planning on caking up and taking yarn to make 3 pair of sort of shorty socks while I'm gone. So I will have the first pair of the Felici socks. I'm going to cast those on as soon as I'm done the June socks. Then once those are done, I will switch and start working on the July sort of shorty socks. I will open that up, cake it up before I leave on the 3rd of July. So I will get that caked up and ready to go. And then I will pick one more of my 50-gram skeins, get that caked up, and have that ready for a 3rd pair if I need it. I might not need it if I'm also knitting a scarf while I'm out there, but the scarf I plan on making will either be a simple garter stitch scarf, or it will be like a seed stitch or moss stitch or some kind of lightly textured. The partially done scarf that my mom showed me, as best as I could see through the Facebook Messenger video chat function between my computer and her slow computer, it was hard to tell, but it looked like there was some textured pattern. It didn't look like it was completely a seed stitch pattern, but I'm not sure. I couldn't quite, it didn't focus 100%, so it was kind of hard to see. So I'll figure that out when I get home this summer. So I'm hoping to film a couple other things to post on the 2 Saturdays I will miss while I'm away, but I'm not sure if I'll have a chance to get that done before I have to leave. So we shall see. But I will have one more regular episode between now, it'll be next Saturday before I leave. So I will have one more full regular episode then. So hopefully I'll be able to show you then my finished Repeat After Me socks and my finished June sort of shorty socks. Hopefully I have both of those done by the end of the week, like within a week from now. So we shall see. So on that note, I should get going. It's about lunchtime here. My tummy's starting to rumble. I'm about ready for lunch. And hubby should be home any minute now. He had to run some errands this morning, and he went to the Y for a swim. So he should be home. He thought he'd be home by lunchtime. So he'll probably be getting home anytime now and making noise while I'm trying to film. So I should sign off, get going, start editing, see if he's home. Once he's home, we'll have lunch, and then I'm going to keep working on my second repeat after me sock. It should go a lot faster because I have the pattern not quite memorized, but I have the pattern set in my brain so that I know what's coming next, and it's fairly straightforward pattern to do. And especially now that I figured out what I'm doing with the heel portion, the gusset increasing in the heel portion. So on that note, I shall let you go. Take care, and I will see you guys again in a week. Bye now.